RGA. Every day, RGA is focused on revenue generating activities in our communities. Priceless connections that we're creating. Wall Street networking, Main Street pricing in a fun and effective way. RGA, networking that works for today.
Well, hey, everybody.
Howdy. How are you today, John?
I'm good.
I'm Matt Coots with RGA Network. Welcome to I guess we can say this is episode 1 of our revitalized, revamped, better than ever podcast, Revenue Generating Hour. We're really excited. Like I said, I'm Matt Coots.
I'm John Gaston with Area 52 Media Group.
Yeah, fantastic. And we are joined by Lindsey White. Lindsey, why don't you come in, do a quick little introduction, then let's spend some time getting to know you.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsey White. I'm a Florida native living here in St. Pete, and I'm with Easy Street Capital.
Fantastic. So you're a Florida native, one of those rare birds that actually has...
There are some of us. There's like 5 to 6, maybe.
I can't say anything. I'm a transplant. Even if I have been coming here since I was a little kid visiting my grandparents. So, apparently my
talk
voice,
to the mic.
Unlike John's, my voice is not as loud as soon as I get into a podcast. John does, so if anybody knows Mark O'Donnell, when he starts talking in a room full of people, he's like 10 decibels louder. So John does that in a podcast.
He needs no microphone nor speakers.
No microphone.
Because he will make you deaf.
He just needs an audience. That's it.
That's it. Just give him a crowd. It's all good.
Give him a crowd. So tell us a little bit about, like your life. Tell us about who is Lindsey White. Tell us.
Well, if I told you my whole life story, it would put you to sleep, which that may be the purpose of this. I have no idea.
I will challenge that. Your life story would not put anyone to sleep because you've had some crazy things happen to you. So I will challenge you on that one.
True. So true. And that information is available on my website for a later time. Like I said, born and raised here, went to Florida State for my undergraduate, moved to North Carolina to start my career in banking. And ever since 2009, I've been in some lending capacity. I realized my affinity for real estate in, I would say, 2012 through lending, and realized that area was something I wanted to continue exploring. Most recently, I retired from my conventional mortgage lending career, which, buying houses, refinancing, all the normal stuff that everyone across the country does. And I have entered into a really cool world called hard money lending. It's probably not what it sounds like. It's essentially same as cash, and it's for investment properties. So hard money is best used for those people that want to build and grow their investment portfolio, possibly to retire early. And hard money is great when you're looking to get a property really quick that needs a quick close for whatever reason. We don't have appraisals or surveys. And then that loan is used to buy the property. You fix it up, and then you either flip it and sell it, or you can hold on to it as a rental or Airbnb, which is what everyone's coming to Florida for right now. Vacation, and then they stay.
It is one of those places where you get here and you just end up never wanting to leave. I mean, it's so funny. I was supposed to go back. So I'm from Ohio originally. I was supposed to go back and visit my family 2 months ago, and they keep asking me every week when I'm coming, and I'm like, I'm too busy, and it's about to start getting cold. So now you're either gonna have to come down here in the winter, or you're gonna have to wait till next summer. Sorry, guys. Love you. I'm sure you'll watch this and think I hate you. I don't, but. Yeah, so, okay, so that's cool. Go into a little bit more about, like, the hard money lending versus, like, traditional lending for me. Just because I'm a novice in that world, so if you pretend like you're talking to me directly, because that'll cover most of the people out there, I feel.
Sure, of course. So I'm going to break it down into kind of 4 ways that someone would buy any piece of real estate. Number 1 would be cash. That's obvious. You have money in the bank, you buy the thing. The second would be a mortgage. These are your traditional mortgages that you get from a mortgage broker or even a local bank, up to 30-year fixed. Everyone's heard of that. And that's generally for your primary residence where you're going to plan on living. It's not that you can't use a mortgage for other things. That's just, again, the majority. So we've got cash and we've got mortgage for primary. The next one would be commercial lending for anything not a single family residence that you're going to live in. This can go up to as big as apartment buildings and office complexes, or it can be as small as a duplex, maybe that you want to invest in and buy. So when you get to here and you go, okay, I can go to a bank and get a loan, but what if I need to close next week? Generally, banks have appraisals and they're going to take up to 30 days. The terms are different as well. And the underwriting is a fancy word for checks and balances. That is very difficult for someone to go through. They're going to rip apart tax returns. They're going to look at everything under the sun, including your firstborn child and maybe even your blood type. I'm kidding, but you get the point. It's a difficult process. That money is really good for certain areas. The fourth area is hard money. Okay, quick. I want you to think of hard money as quick. It's just like a cash offer. So if there's something you need to close quickly is when you would go to a hard money lender. It cannot be used for a primary residence. So I want to make that very clear. That's mortgages. That's different, traditional mortgages. But the fourth would be hard money, same as cash, quick close. Those are kind of the four ways that you would go about acquiring any piece of real estate.
So, and I could be way off base here, but if you're looking at a property, could you basically say you have a cash offer then?
100%. It is. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What else? So what made you switch? Because how long were you in traditional lending for?
I've been lending in some capacity for almost 13 years.
Okay. So what made you switch to more of the hard money side versus the traditional? Like, why did you decide, you know what, kind of done with that. I'm gonna do this the different concept, I guess you could say. I don't know if it's.
Yeah, I get that question. I get that question every day. There's two parts to that answer.
I love asking questions that everyone else asks. That's what I pride myself on. Just keep going. Sorry.
Matt, you are the GP. You're the general public. I just have one person. So there's two. For me, there's two sides to that question. The first is, as a commercial lender, which is what I did first, and then as a mortgage lender, I was asked two to three times a month if I knew anyone in hard money. I literally had to sit there and Google what is hard money. Like, I didn't know. Also, didn't know anyone to refer to. So that's the second part to the answer. I'm going backwards here. So it was like, well, I don't know anyone. How do I find this part of the world and explore? The backup to that was about 10 months ago, I was diagnosed with a life-changing disease that is going to change the course of my life at some point, and we don't know when. And then 5 months after that, I was diagnosed with another rare blood disease. Then they compete with each other. So when you put all that together, and I'm dumbing this way down.
Just a little bit.
But when you put all, what?
I said just a little bit, and that's okay.
That's okay. When you put all that together, it makes you look at life a lot differently. And until you are faced with a challenge in your life that challenges you to literally look at every single minute you spend and say, what is that minute worth? Is that 30 minutes worth $50 in my hand? Or that conversation I had with someone that I don't really get anywhere? So when you think about life that way and say, what is my value and what is my time? I was kind of hitting, not to brag, but I kind of have to. I was the top lender in my division for many years, President's Club, first female to win President's Club. I got there. I did it. I love mortgages. It was great. And it's tough. Just anything in sales is tough. But I was kind of like, I'm not sure the company and where I was is what I was going to do long term, especially knowing I may only have so long on this earth, which we can all say. I understand that. But really actually being presented with something in your face that is stopping you, and then looking at, well, what do I love? I love real estate. What is this hard money thing that everyone asked me about? And I had no idea. So my goal is to teach and educate first and foremost. I always say, I never say no. take that how you will. But what I really mean by that is, even if I can't help you right now, I'm going to find someone, something, or an article to coach and educate and put you towards whatever goal you, or whatever problem you come at me with. So even if you're not my client at the moment, or maybe we need to wait a little bit, you name it, I will find a connection for you. So in my world, the path may not always be straight. There might be some U-turns. There might be some roundabouts a few times, but it's always, where I'm always going to help you get to that next place. And I'm going to do it through real estate and essentially finance education. I find myself doing that a lot, and I enjoy it.
Very cool. And we didn't really talk too much at the beginning about RGA Network. Obviously, Revenue Generating Hour is a members only podcast. So we're bringing you like the professionals that are in our network. Case in point, Lindsay is a part of our network. She has the entire network to be able to plug people into.
Right.
Adds several hundred people as of this count. I think it's like 600-ish. People to the network that she can connect with, help impart some of that education with. And that's something that's obviously really important to us too, is, she's very focused on that one piece of education, but I know Area 52 Media is one of our sponsors on the media side, and they're helping with RGA Speaks and doing these live events where we're live streaming out to all of our members, the knowledge that we find inside of RGA to help our members grow in their businesses, grow in whatever it is they're trying to accomplish. So I thought, hey, let's get Lindsay up, because I know that she's kind of in that same thing. And Lindsay this hasn't gone out live yet, but Lindsay is actually one of a few people that's really heavily involved in starting the Women's Council for RGA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're going to have it's going to be a once a month thing. All of the women in RGA, all of the women of the wonderful women of RGA. What are we calling it? Wine and wisdom, something like that?
Women with wine and wisdom.
Not to be confused with WWW.
You get enough wine in there, and it could be.
There we go. So I love it. That's fantastic. So the key differentiators between like you and competition, it doesn't really sound like you have too much competition on the hard money side, because your company is they've been around for a long time, right? The company you're with?
Yes.
And did you say
technically since 2008. So yes, but I will, yes, there are people that play in this space. We do have competitors. I do find that I have to save a lot of deals last minute because those competitors can't compete. So do with that what you will. However, I would say the biggest differentiator would be the no appraisal, can close in 48 hours or less if we have to, and no FICO minimum. So those are where I really find when I say that, people just go, yeah, I can't compete with that.
Right.
But okay, so no FICO minimum. But what do they need to bring to the table?
So we work with first-time investors a lot, and I love it because I get to mold them and help and connect them. So I'm not saying you have to have a bunch of money, but I'm also not saying you can't have $0.
Right.
There's also ways around it. I can reduce or eliminate your cash to close by using other real estate. Let that sink in. I can reduce or eliminate your cash you have to bring to the table by using other real estate. Super cool. Not going to give that up right now on how I do that, but I will find ways for sure.
But so if I'm a first time investor and I actually want to, so say I want to start buying and renting out homes, and all my money and all my capital is locked up in my own house, I can come to you and go, okay, I want to get started.
I have a cool way to do it, and I am not saying it out here. You can call me, text me, go to my website, but yes, I can help you.
That's called a call to action.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, why am I going to sit here and tell everyone and give them my intellectual property? I mean, I'm here for a reason.
But my question was, that's possibility, though.
Yeah, that's possible.
That's not out of the realm of possibility of me going in.
It's almost 4 p.m. right now, and I'm going to say 5 hours ago, I just had this conversation with a lady that lives in South Florida, and we're doing an investment for her in Georgia, and I'm doing exactly what I'm not talking about right now.
Okay. Well, all right there.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what to ask now.
I know. Okay, so differentiation. You can utilize other real estate to offset the money you need to bring to the table if you don't have a ton of cash, but you see a deal that you just got to have.
Yeah.
I mean, that's never a bad.
Yeah, because everyone wants to start somewhere, and that's probably where most people get gun shy. And all I say is, and I tell this to everyone, give me one opportunity. Call me, text me, have a conversation. If anything, I'm going to be able to teach and coach you on what you need to do in the next month or so to help get you there. So I'm not saying it'll happen today, but I'm also not saying it's not feasible at all.
Right. Awesome. So in reality, you kind of put together a plan for them to get to that point if they're not there yet.
Correct.
Awesome. Okay. Well,
Wow.
Let's do this. How can people get a hold of you?
So 2 ways. You can go to my website, and if you do that, my website has video testimonials, because I know I can say things all day long, but until you hear someone else testify, all I'm doing is singing my own praises, which nobody wants to hear that. So there's video testimonials at the bottom. You can also click the link on my website. One says learn more, one says get started. My phone number is all over the internet, everywhere. And I said that on purpose. Hope you know what movie reference I'm talking about. Or my cell phone, you can always just send me a text, and that's 813-344-7896.
Or you can join her at a local RGA meeting there.
Or you can come to an RGA meeting. Chances are I'm probably at it. So
So awesome. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. We appreciate you as a member, and we appreciate you giving your time so freely and
Absolutely.
always being supportive. So we will.
of course, thank you, Matt. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you being the general public molded into one. So that's great.
There we go. Fantastic. Pleasure. All right. Thanks, guys.
Have a good afternoon.
Well, that was a good interview.
Yeah.